guys, what's up? Killjoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I got a whole new set, kind of. Like, I just moved everything around a little bit, and the camera angle's different. I think this looks a lot better, but you can tell me in the comments below. Today we're talking Jeepers Creepers 4 theories. We're talking about when a possible trailer is going to be coming out, and if Trish may make a return in this new film. But before I get into all of that, I'm gonna need you guys to like this video and subscribe for more horror contents. And please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link for that will be in the description below. Alright, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
But sometimes that is better.
So let's talk first about when a trailer could come out for this new film. Currently there is no release date for the upcoming Jeepers Creepers film, but it is supposed to come out sometime in the fall of 2021, which actually isn't that far away when you think about it. Like, we're about 6 months from that. We could probably get a trailer for this new film maybe over the summer sometime, depending on when in the fall it comes out. Like, it could come out in early September and we get a trailer for this thing in like late July. But then there's the other side of that where it could be coming out in late October and we don't really end up getting a trailer for it in like maybe late August, early September. I'm hoping we get it sooner than later though, of course, and maybe like a little bit of a teaser, like even earlier than that, hopefully, because I guess there's a whole bunch of new stuff coming in this film, between the creeper looking totally different and like who's actually going to be in this film, which is what we're going to talk about next. So now moving into plot theories, let's talk about when this film could take place. The question on my mind is this film actually going to take place 23 years later? We were left with kind of a cliffhanger at the end of Jeepers Creepers 2. I mean, Taggart's just sitting in the barn waiting for the creeper to wake up. So what happens? Like, does he wake up? Is he dead? I want to know. That's where this movie should take place, not whatever the hell was going on in Jeepers Creepers 3. And considering that it is actually almost 23 years later from 2001, we could make this movie take place in 2024 and wouldn't have to change too much about like today's environment. My point is, I don't think that's really something too crazy for audiences to like believe in. Like, yeah, this is 2024. It's not like 2080 and still looks exactly like how it is today. That would be a little ridiculous. Just as ridiculous as if they made an It Chapter 3 that takes place 27 years after the events of the second film and they're all just like old people trying to fight a damn clown. Personally, I would love for this film to take place right where the second film leaves off. Like just start the film right there and just have a whole new story. Brett Rushing, the cinematographer of this new film, actually talked about working with two actors who were in the series before already. So could that be Taggart and Taggart Jr.? You know, his son that's actually still alive, not the one that, you know, got eaten in the first couple minutes of Jeepers Creepers 2. Spoiler alert! Something else that kind of proves this theory is there was a picture that got leaked a little while ago. As you remember from my last Jeepers Creepers 4 video, which you can watch up here if you haven't seen yet, I actually talked about like what the plot synopsis of this new film is going to be. Basically, to sum it up, it's about a couple named Chase and Lainey, and they're heading over to this horror convention in Louisiana, and of course they get attacked by the creeper along the way. Now, some pictures have actually surfaced from what the horror convention is going to be, and you can see people dressed up in like these clown costumes, and they're very clearly both versions of Pennywise, meaning the one from 1990 and the 2017 Bill Skarsgård version. So obviously in 2001 or before that, you would have never seen the Bill Skarsgård Pennywise. So does this kind of prove that this film is actually going to be taking place in 2024? And will Pennywise still be popular by 2024 because It Chapter 3 is actually going to happen? Fingers crossed. Like I said, I don't want it to be a sequel, but let's see a prequel, am I right? Something else that I would really like to see in this movie is like my favorite shot in a horror movie ever, when a big like slasher or crazy killer that's just supernatural, defies logic, goes into a big room full of people and just like murders everybody. I've talked about this on the channel before. Basically, if you've watched any of my other videos, I love scenes like this in horror films because it really demonstrates how evil your monster is. There's that scene in Piranha when all the spring breakers are getting attacked and they're just getting ripped to shreds. It's like 20 minutes of just pure gore. That scene in Hellraiser 3 where Pinhead's just like shooting chains at all these people in a nightclub. Freddy vs. Jason when Jason's just in the cornfields. I would love to see a shot like this in Jeepers Creepers 4. And something that's really coming to mind, like kind of a cool idea here that I kind of want to set up, is what if like the creeper is just like, they've had this all-out battle with the creeper throughout this movie. Like the first 2 acts, it's been pretty crazy. He lost an arm, maybe he lost part of his head, and he walks into this convention and everyone just looks at him. And like, I also think there's gonna be a tad bit of meta humor, like just a little bit, kind of like the first movie. So maybe they recognize him and they just think he's a guy in a costume or something. It's like, oh look, it's the Creeper. Oh, that's cool. Maybe there's a movie version of it or something. And he just walks in there and he just starts murdering the hell out of people. He's just ripping heads off, ripping his own head off, putting it down, and then it's like his head again, just like Jeepers Creepers 2. I would love to see a scene like that where he's just ripping body parts off of people and replacing it on him. That would be so freaking cool. Sorry, that's a little bit of a side tangent, but I was just thinking about that before I was making this video. I'm like, I have to talk about that. That is so cool. There's also the question of, will the new Jeepers Creepers be canon to the rest of the series? As I talked about in one of my other Jeepers Creepers videos, they are trying to get away from the whole Victor Salva thing, so maybe they're trying to make this its own like new creation. But there were actually some pictures that got leaked of these voodoo dolls that resemble all the kills from the first film. They're dolls that I'm assuming are made by the Creeper. We really don't know that much about these yet. It's gonna be some kind of shot in this new film though. That does kind of prove that this new film will be canon to at least the original film. It might be one of those Halloween 2018 situations where it's just a direct continuation to just the first film. Personally, I hope not, because I really like everything that happens in Jeepers Creepers 2, maybe not so much Jeepers Creepers 3, but I would like to see a continuation to that with Taggart and Taggart Jr. Also, since we saw Trish in Jeepers Creepers 3, is she going to come back for this new film? It was hinted at that she had been spending the last 23 years or so kind of researching the Creeper and trying to figure out how to kill him. So is that plotline that kind of got started in Jeepers Creepers 3 going to follow through into this new film? I would really like to see a little bit of a side plot where Trish follows after the Creeper and tries to like stop him before he kills all these people at this convention. I am excited about following new people because honestly the characters in the last two movies I wasn't too big a fan of. I really did like the characters from the first film, including Trish, and I would like to see her come back. And maybe like Derry in flashbacks too. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. It would be cool to see Trish get some revenge over the course of the next 3 movies. Oh yeah, I said next 3 movies. Because this is supposed to start a trilogy if this new film is successful, which I hope it is. Another thing to think about is the Creeper probably won't die at the end of this because they are trying to start a new trilogy. Hopefully it does, and then maybe we actually do get to see the death of the Creeper in like the 6th film. Honestly, I'd rather just see one film though over the course of like his whole feeding period. That's something we haven't actually seen yet in a Jeepers Creepers movie. Like what if we follow the Creeper instead and we kind of like just see all of his kills from like start to finish of his feeding cycle. And then of course follow some new characters who like know about him or have gotten attacked by him, blah blah blah. That would be interesting, but obviously they're not going that route. They are going to start a new trilogy. This 4th film, I don't know if they're going to do like one feeding cycle in one film. Like my thinking is they'll probably do like he wakes up and this is like the beginning, like maybe like just like the first week or so. And then the 5th and 6th film are like kind of the rest of like just the one cycle. Because I don't know if we're gonna get like a future film where we're gonna get the Creeper in 2047, if my math is correct there. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing that anytime soon. That would be pretty crazy. That would be like the 8th movie in this franchise, like the Jason Takes Manhattan of the Jeepers Creepers franchise. No, I'm just kidding, Screen Media. Please don't do that. That would be terrible. So what do you all think about Jeepers Creepers 4 so far? Are you excited for the film? Are you kind of like, I don't really think I need another one of these? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching my new Jeepers Creepers 4 update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Don't forget to follow me at KilljoyJake1 or Killjoy_Jake, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Just look up Killjoy Jake and I'll come up. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. I'm currently working on a Scream fan film and I'm gonna need some extra cash to make it happen. So go check that out. The link for that is in the description below. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.